You know, when we talk about food and beverage production, the standards aren't just high, they're absolute. Every single piece of equipment, right down to the smallest seal, plays this mission-critical role in keeping things safe and efficient. So today, we're going to zero in on a component that's easy to overlook, but is totally fundamental to quality: cleanroom manufactured silicone. All right, let's get into it.
And that really is the unwritten law of the industry, isn't it? Because in food production, one tiny mistake can literally become a global headline. This isn't just about a broken machine part. It's about consumer trust, it's about the survival of your brand, and it's about the cold, hard reality that you just don't get second chances when public safety is on the line.
Honestly, this is kind of a trick question, because really, they're just two heads of the same monster. Contamination? Well, that causes catastrophic downtime. And unplanned downtime? That's when you see dangerous shortcuts start to happen. The components you choose are right there on the front line, battling both of these threats 24/7.
So let's really unpack what happens when those components just aren't up to snuff. The fallout goes way, way beyond just swapping out a faulty part.
It's a total domino effect. One tiny, degraded seal can grind an entire production line to a halt, and you're suddenly bleeding thousands of dollars an hour. Then, that same failed seal can trigger a failed audit, putting your hard-won certifications at risk. And, worst-case scenario, it can poison the purity of your product. These aren't just inconveniences. These are the kinds of things that can end a business.
Okay, so this is where we flip the script. Instead of just reacting to disasters, the whole focus shifts to preventing them from ever happening in the first place, right down at the molecular level where the components themselves are actually born.
So, what exactly is a clean room?
Well, imagine an environment that's been engineered to be purer than the air you're breathing right now. I mean, it's virtually free of dust, microbes, or any tiny particle floating around. For a food-grade component, this isn't some luxury, it's the entire foundation. It means the material starts out pure, with zero hidden contaminants that could leach into your products down the line. True food safety starts right here.
And what's so powerful here is just how clear the difference is. On one side, you've got the hidden dangers of standard components, these microscopic stowaways you'd never ever see. And on the other, you have this certified, guaranteed purity of cleanroom manufacturing. It's the difference between just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best versus engineering for absolute certainty. It guarantees you're going to meet the toughest FDA and European compliance standards out there.
And this shows you how the material itself is like an active defender of that purity. Inert. That's the magic word here. It just means the silicone is a neutral party. It's not going to change the taste or the smell or the chemical makeup of your product one bit. That non-porous surface, it's like a polished shield. It gives bacteria literally no place to hide and grow. And on top of all that, it can handle the most aggressive cleaning cycles you can throw at it, making sure it's perfectly sanitized without ever breaking down.
Of course, purity is only half the story. In the absolutely brutal environment of a modern food processing plant, these components also have to be incredibly tough. So let's see how this stuff actually holds up under extreme stress.
Think about it. Food production is a world of thermal whiplash. One minute, a component is in a deep freezer, and the next, it's getting baked in an industrial oven. A standard seal would crack or get brittle under that kind of abuse. But this material, it maintains its flexibility and its integrity across that entire temperature range. That stability is what keeps production running non-stop.
Fats, oils, caustic cleaning agents. They're basically the natural enemies of inferior materials. They just attack them, causing seals to swell up, get soft, and eventually fail. And that means leaks and breakdowns. A material that's engineered to repel all that stuff just holds its ground, maintains its shape, and directly prevents that costly, super frustrating downtime.
Okay, compression set. I know, it sounds like some engineering jargon, but what it does is actually simple and absolutely critical. It's all about the material's memory. Its ability to bounce right back to its original shape after being crushed under pressure for hours and hours. So here's the bottom line. It guarantees you get a perfect, leak-proof seal at the start of the shift and at the end of it. Day in, day out. No leaks, no failures, period.
Now, we all know that no two production lines are exactly the same. So this isn't about some one-size-fits-all part. It's about precision engineering the perfect component for a very specific job.
And you can see just how adaptable this technology is. I mean, whether we're talking about a wear-proof profile for a conveyor that's running 24/7, or a precision gasket for a bottling line that needs a perfect airtight seal, or a heat-stabilized seal for an oven, or even ultra-pure tubing for transferring delicate fluids, It's all built with that same DNA of clean manufacturing and durability, just engineered into a custom solution for your exact needs.
So, when you pull all of this together, you start to realize this is about way more than just a part number in a catalog. It's about a partnership, really, with an expert who truly gets the immense pressures and the high stakes of your industry. And this, right here, is the core idea. It's the fusion of pristine cleanroom manufacturing science with a deep on-the-ground knowledge of food safety rules. It's that powerful combination that delivers components that don't just work, they actively protect your process, your product, and your whole business.
So at the end of the day, that's the real question, isn't it? Every single choice you make, right down to a simple gasket, is an investment in protecting your entire operation. So, are you going to keep fixing problems after they happen, or are you going to build a process where they can't happen in the first place? It's really about making safety and quality a core part of your foundation.
If you're ready to engineer risk right out of your process and build your production on a foundation of absolute purity and resilience, well, the conversation starts right now. Reaching out to a technical team that lives and breathes these kinds of challenges, that's the best first step you can take.